Okay, President Trump taking to social media this morning, appearing to defy two separate court orders mandating that the federal government fund SNAP in some capacity using contingency funds. The president writing that SNAP benefits, quote, will be given only when the radical left Democrats open up government, which they can easily do, and not before. Okay, today marks day 35 of the shutdown, tied for longest in U.S. history, which happened during President Trump's first term. His post about potentially withholding SNAP funding until the government reopens sent shockwaves through D.C., including for Oregon's Ron Wyden.
Make no mistake about it, playing games with the food on the tables of vulnerable families is just plain wrong. It's shocking that that's what an administration would do in Washington, D.C.
It wasn't until later this morning that White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt cleared the air, if you will, regarding the president's post.
The administration is fully complying with the court order. I just spoke to the president about it. The recipients of these SNAP benefits need to understand it's going to take some time to receive this money because the Democrats have forced the administration into a very untenable position. We are digging into a contingency fund that is supposed to be for emergencies, catastrophes, for war. And the president does not want to have to tap into this fund in the future. And that's what he was referring to in his Truth Social post. So the Department of Agriculture, as for the latest SNAP payment in the judge's order, put out guidance to states today on how to get that money to the recipients of SNAP, but it's going to take some time.
Now, we wondered if, in fact, the Oregon Department of Human Services, that's the agency in charge of SNAP here, received that guidance from the feds. And it turns out, yes, they did this morning. But so far, it's just guidance, no funding. An ODHS spokesperson tells us USDA is directing all states to issue 50% of each household's normal monthly SNAP benefit amount for November due to limited federal funding. It will take time for ODHS and our partners to make the technical updates and coordination needed to issue benefits accurately and fairly. They went on saying, we have not yet received federal funding for November SNAP benefits. ODHS does not have a timeline for when SNAP benefits will be put on to EBT cards. So local governments in the region are now stepping up to help families in need, as benefits that normally arrive around the first of the month haven't. And as you just heard, there's no timeline for when that might happen. Regional Government Metro in Washington County announced today they're sending money from their emergency funds to local food banks. I sat down with the Metro Council president and a woman who relies on SNAP money to eat. As the government shutdown lingers on, uncertainty around the future of food stamp benefits leaves women like Christy Hart.
Right. I can't. What am I going to do? I don't know.
With little left to eat.
What does your pantry look like right now?
Oh, it's pretty bare. I found a package of Parmesan noodles last night. I had that. Yesterday I had a banana.
Christy typically gets about $160 a month from SNAP, which lasts her about 2.5 weeks, she says. That's the federal Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, money to help low-income Americans like Christy pay for groceries. The program has run out of money, a result of the federal government shutdown.
This is bullcrap. I'm hungry. Children are hungry. It's not fair to us.
On Tuesday, Metro Regional Government voted to send $500,000 to the Oregon Food Bank and other nonprofits.
Any money at this point is going to be helpful, right? It's better than nothing.
Lynn Peterson is the Metro Council president.
Having grown up with a single mom who wasn't making enough money and was on food stamps at the time, 40, 50 years ago, I'm empathetic to the choices that people are going to have to make and the impacts that could have.
Peterson says for some, the impact of losing SNAP benefits goes beyond just food.
First thing that people will do if they lose the SNAP benefits that we are looking at statewide is people will go buy food first and then pay rent later, which means evictions could go up dramatically over time the longer the shutdown goes on.
In Washington County, commissioners declared a state of emergency and authorized sending $250,000 to the Oregon Food Bank. A Washington County spokesperson says in part, while these actions won't completely resolve the challenges, they represent a concrete step the county can take to support the community.
Obviously, families, kids, the seniors, right?
Never been in a situation like this before.
So last week, Governor Tina Kotek declared a food security emergency and directed $5 million to the Oregon Food Bank. Clackamas County also declared a state of emergency, directing money to support access to food as well. On Thursday, the Multnomah County Chair will introduce a proposal to send $100,000 from the county's emergency fund to go to places like local food banks. I caught up with her just about an hour ago.
In Multnomah County specifically, nearly 1 in 5 people actually benefit from SNAP benefits. So this is a little bit of money that I think are adding to what we know like other organizations and other governments are putting in to help address some of that really critical need. What we're seeing right now, though, are these critical lifelines that the federal government provides that are shutting down, and people are having to choose between paying their rent or paying their utility bill and buying food.
Local leaders continue to call on the community to donate their time or any extra food to help those in need. There's also talks happening on Metro Council of offering free or discounted rides on public transit for people who need to get to those food pantries. And we have a growing list of businesses have been stepping up to donate and fundraise, even give out free meals. For a full list, you can text the word SNAP to 503-226-5088, and we'll text you back with that list. You can also text us names of businesses to add in case we missed any.